How amazing would it be to have a step-by-step protocol ready to convert any social media comments into sales? Something in your back pocket that you can use every time an art fan says, "I like your work." Imagine how many more sales that you'd be opening yourself up to. That's exactly what we're going to talk about in today's show. Thank you so much for listening in again. And if you're watching on YouTube, thanks for watching. You are in the business of art. Art is not a hobby for you. Art is your ticket to the life you've always dreamed of. And I don't want you to miss a single opportunity to sell your artwork. Unfortunately, artists miss out on the majority of sales opportunities, whether that be on social media, in their emails, or just in casual conversations. And that could be because you're untrained to recognize what is a sales opportunity or how you can turn that opportunity into a sale, or you just feel uncomfortable with sales. But after today, you will have a completely new outlook and fun plan that you can start practicing to feel completely confident with selling your art. Now, when you hear the word sales, you might already be feeling icky because we've all been on that bad end of a terrible sales experience. And we don't want to be cringe or lose followers or feel rejected. But what if I told you that sales could actually be easy and fun? What if instead you viewed sales as an incredible opportunity? So here is the big mind shift. Sales are an opportunity to, number one, engage with fans, and number two, help your customers find what they need. Instead, view sales as an opportunity to engage with your followers and chat them up. You are engaging with your biggest fans, and they are so excited to talk to an artist that they admire. Instead of viewing sales as this icky thing, view yourself as a helper. You are assisting art buyers with their next steps to purchase. You're not bothering someone who commented on your post expressing interest in your art. You are simply following up because that's your job. Now, doesn't that already feel so much better? I feel lighter even just talking about it. Visualize yourself walking into a store. Everything is gorgeous in this store. It's full of gorgeous art that you would love to take home. But the shop owner doesn't greet you. There's a pretentious feeling in the air. You're interested in the things that you're looking at and you've got questions, but you're easily getting overwhelmed and you just don't feel comfortable. So you leave before even considering making a purchase. Now, imagine if Taylor Swift owned that same store. If you've ever seen Taylor Swift accept an award, her mouth gaped open in shock. When she speaks, you can feel her positive energy radiating like a big warm hug. There is no one on this planet more gracious to her fans than the moment when Taylor Swift accepts an award. From day to day, Taylor is an artist who engages with as many fans as possible, and her fans feel really connected to her, and she makes each one feel special. If Taylor owned this store, you know she'd be greeting every customer, finding out their name, asking every customer, "Can I help you find something?" Making everyone feel special. No fan would be left behind, and every fan would leave with a purchase. Because they absolutely love Taylor's art. They just need to find something that suits them among all of the options. They don't know how things work. They have questions. It's your job to be the guide and the gracious host. In your business, you're not going to be the grumpy, cold, disinterested store owner. You're going to be Taylor Swift. Every fan is acknowledged and helped in the buying process. So my sales script is 3 easy steps. Hi, friend. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell so you never miss an episode. I like to throw in some surprises for our weekly show. You can also follow the Empowered Artist Podcast on Apple Podcast. And for more resources to move your art business forward, visit jennawebart.com. Now, back to the show. Step 1, engage and pick a fave. Step 2, connect and sense of urgency. And step 3 is the close. Let's dive into what each of those steps are and the exact process to close an art sale from your social media comments. In step 1, engage and pick a fave. This is where you're beginning a conversation to help the art buyer narrow down options among your artwork collection. So for example, your art buyer has just left a casual comment. Hey, I love your artwork. That piece is so beautiful. So you're Taylor Swift. You're confident, you're engaging with them, you're having fun, and you're responding with, thank you so much. What piece is your favorite? So you'll notice how this is an open-ended question and it's already targeting. Let's zero in on picking a favorite piece. Let's go ahead and narrow down options. And an open-ended question is not a yes or no, because those tend to close down a conversation. So I'm going to give you an example from my student in Artpreneur Academy, Kim Coughlin. So on her Instagram, you can see multiple comments from when her audience is saying all these positive things about her art. I love it. You're so talented, Kim. And then you can see Kim replying to these comments. What she's doing is she's engaging with each customer in a timely manner. Sometimes she's just saying thank you, and sometimes she's saying more. But even a simple thank you and not just hitting the heart emoji, you can't just like their comment. You need to actually comment back, because when you comment back and at least say thank you, that lets customers know that you're available to discuss, you're engaging with them, and it's like greeting someone when they walk in the door. So it's absolutely essential that you're engaging with comments in a timely manner. Now, step 2 in the sales script is building connection and a sense of urgency. So we want to establish emotional connection that is purpose-led to inspire the buyer. I'll say that again. Establishing emotional connection, which means the reason why you create your art that is purpose-led. So why you're an artist in the first place, what inspires you. So you're going to draw them into why you created the piece that they're interested in. This is going to inspire the buyer's emotions, because emotions sell art. And then the second part of this step is conveying a sense of urgency. In the last step, you remember, we just asked the customer, what piece is your favorite? Now the conversation goes like this. The buyer will say, I like this one. So you're going to respond with, me too. It's my favorite piece because blank. So this is where you're going to tell something unique about the artwork and tie it back into your story and your purpose. Why you created that piece of art, or why you're an artist in general, why this artwork is one of a kind, and tell them luckily it's still available. So here is how the full example would look. Me too, it's my favorite piece because I felt so nostalgic for Hawaii when creating this piece. All the raw materials in the artwork came from Hawaii, where I first became an artist. It has such a serene quality. This artwork is one of a kind. Luckily, it's still available. You'll notice in that example how I created a purpose and a reason as an artist, and I tied it back to my origin as an artist, being from Hawaii. I'm actually from North Carolina, just so you know that. I'm not from Hawaii. I wish I could say aloha. But at the end of the example, I say, this artwork is one of a kind. Luckily, it's still available. Sometimes we have to remind buyers that a work is an original piece and it's still available, but there's only one. So that conveys a sense of urgency. If it's not a print, you absolutely need to convey a sense of urgency because anyone can buy this piece and then it's gone forever. Step 3 is the close. This is where you're going to state your price and then lead the customer to checkout in a single step. For example, at this point in the conversation, your buyer is going to ask, well, how much is it? And you respond with, it cost X. Here is the link to purchase. Sometimes you get comments like, I love this, how much? To which you can directly respond right there in your social media comments. Otherwise, you can move the conversation to the DMs. If you move the conversation to the DMs, you can have a private experience and exchange with the buyer. And this can be nice because then the buyer feels like they can ask you questions more one-on-one. They can come back when they have a new thought. They have this private space to communicate with you, even if they don't end up purchasing from you right then. You've opened that private channel of communication. So it's always nice to move it to the DMs. Let's talk about objections. The number one objection is a customer can say, I love this piece, I can't afford it. So rather than treating this as a no, treat this as an inquiry for more information. Respond to this with, what is your budget? I'd be happy to assist you in finding something you love in your price range. So at this point, if the customer says no, then hey, no worries. At this point, if the customer says no, then they're not the right buyer for you right now. They might buy from you later on. They still love your artwork, and this is not to be taken as a personal rejection. What matters is that they had a positive interaction with you, so you should be gracious and be courteous and thank them for their interest. And you can respond with, thank you so much for your interest in my artwork. It means the world to me. You can choose to view sales as something scary, or you can choose to view sales as something that creates so many more opportunities for you. And honestly, think about it. What is the worst that could happen? Someone gets annoyed or unsubscribes or unfollows you? Well, great. Let them. They're not your ideal customer. You're here to be in business, to sell your art. And if they're not going to purchase from you, that's fine. They can unsubscribe. You're one step closer to creating a quality audience. Quantity does not matter. Isn't this exciting when you see how it's all coming together? So let's talk about my student from Artpreneur Academy, Lisa Marie. Just in one social post, she applied all of these strategies. In the Instagram comments, Lisa was helping her customers narrow down options for her art selection by offering different size options, because in this case, she was selling prints. One buyer commented, "Fantastic, I need this for my apartment." So Lisa replied with, "Thank you. Please let me know if you have any questions about different prints and size options." And then she left the link to her website. Smart girl. Then another buyer on the same post commented, "Hi, how may I purchase a love print?" And then another buyer commented on the same post, "I would love a couple. I will reach out tomorrow." So let's talk about another student from Artpreneur Academy who had great success applying these strategies. Kim Coughlin, she says, "The art sales script was very helpful. I sold 3 paintings. One was very large. I also sold a bunch of note cards and postcards and have been commissioned to make note cards for the holidays. I used the sales script and vocabulary from the course to close these sales." I mean, woo, that's amazing. Another student from Artpreneur Academy, Amy, applied these techniques and she sold out all of her commissions in one single social media post. What a rock star. You see, this sales protocol really works. You just have to be brave enough to try it because honestly, you have nothing to lose. And from friend to friend, think about it this way. We're online, so all the pressure of being face to face and going up to someone and asking them, do you want to buy this? All that pressure is already off. And you're online and you're simply following a protocol and you know not to take any no's as a personal rejection. So the pressure's really off. Just like Wayne Gretzky said, you miss 100% of the shots you don't take. If you view sales as an opportunity, if you view yourself as a helper serving your customers, you're simply helping your customers find what they need. You're making sure that they feel important and they feel welcome in your virtual store, just like Taylor Swift would. Remember that your art fans are so excited to engage with you, so don't forget how cool it is that they're talking with an artist that they admire, and you're here for the long run and long-term customers. So always be gracious and know that customers will come back. This is a process that does take time, but with this protocol, you can close sales today. It is possible. Now, if you are taking feverish notes while listening to this podcast or watching it on YouTube, and you're planning to rewatch this episode, kudos to you because this podcast is not just for listening, it's for doing. But I have something even better for you. It's perfect for visual learners who love note handouts. I teach this exact sales protocol in my free masterclass called Secrets of a Six-Figure Artpreneur. In this class, you'll learn so much more. I'll show you the proven step-by-step plan to grow a steady, predictable art business from scratch. This is the plan that took my art business from effed to flourishing. 3 keys to nail your first impression on social media so your ideal clients will want to stick around. Why a website and Instagram is not enough, and exactly how to build an online client list even if you don't have a big social media following. How to write a compelling artist statement that converts to sales, and much more. This class is 100% free to attend, but seating is really limited. So to save your seat, click the link in the show notes or go to jennawebart.com and click free masterclass.